Okay, any public comment on the agenda? No, okay. Approval of minutes. We have minutes from January 16th. Are there any comments or corrections?
I didn't see any, but I'm sure Lee has it.
Well, I will, rather than approve these, we'll go on to the 31st and see if there's anything there, and then when Lee comes in, we'll go back and take a look at them. Anything on the 31st? Okay, I will wait to approve them in just a minute. Here she comes.
It was in between the seats.
Oh, Lee, do you
But I
have
did
any?
find my ice scraper.
Oh, that's comes in handy. Do you have any comments on the minutes?
Yes.
I thought you might, so we waited.
Sorry. Which ones are you
Well,
discussing?
first, both of them, the
The
16th.
Under public comment, the third line down, 2020. After wellfield, could you put /groundwater? It's because it's our wellfield and our groundwater.
Okay.
On page 3 at the top, first line, Tony Randall's name is spelled wrong.
Oh, yes. 2 L's.
And I think there's something else. I guess that was it.
You're on the
That
16th?
says- No, that says ask Fran about it.
Okay, what, asking you
No.
about what? Something you wanted?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, okay. Anything else?
Page 3, it's NHDOT, not NDOT.
Which line, Charlie?
15, sorry, 15.
And,
Okay.
it says and,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Yes, NHDOT, correct. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as corrected.
You said motion?
Second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, January 31st, please.
yeah, under the motion, where I make a motion, number 26, where it says Board of Selectmen's next meeting, it should also say or work session.
Okay. That's line 26.
Yeah, and on the first row, Board of Selectmen meeting should be plural.
Yeah.
And that's all I had. But I want to talk about that, but I'll do it under Selectmen's.
Okay, anything else? Okay, all those in favor, a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Consent agenda for the weeks of January 15th, 2018. The accounts payable was $281,592. Payroll, $16,332. January 2nd, the AP was $24,542. Payroll, $16,690. January 29th, 2018, payroll, $17,490. And accounts payable, 2017 accruals, $28,206. And the DRA form PA29, elderly exemption?
Yeah.
Is that something we?
You already signed.
We
You
already
signed
signed
at
it,
the
okay,
office.
thank you.
Yep.
Okay, department heads, town administrator.
Yes, I have a couple things. First, I want to thank the DPW guys for the hard work that they've been putting in, taking care of the roads this year.
Yes,
They've had a
absolutely.
challenge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we got another storm coming, and they're down 2 trucks. So
Yep.
halfway there, guys.
Yeah,
Second thing, Parks and Rec asked me to make a couple of announcements.
Okay.
February 9th is Kid Nights Out from 6 to 8:30. The February vacation is coming up for the kids in Ashland School District, which is February 26th through March 12th. Or sorry, excuse me, March 2nd. Right now, Parks and Rec only has 3 kids signed up.
for the
They
kids'
need-
night out?
Yeah, they need 10.
Okay.
They need
wow.
10. So it's sort of like a public announcement if there's any
Yeah.
families that want to sign up their kids for that, please get in contact with Ann.
Yeah,
They will make a decision by February 19th
Okay.
as whether or not they're going to run it for that week or not.
Okay.
They don't have the kids. so
yeah,
they're not
no,
gonna
it's
do
not
it.
worth doing for 3 kids.
The other thing was Food for All will only be on the first Tuesday of the month, starting this month. So, well, it would be tomorrow,
Tuesday or
March 6th.
Thursday? I thought it was
Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
First
Yeah, that's
Tuesday of the
right. All
month.
right.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you. Mhm.
So, and last thing, that CDBG grant fell through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
Oh,
Yeah.
Any reason given?
The land trust didn't get the tax credits.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Something wrong with their process and not matching up with the housing or something. But they're going to try again this year.
okay.
So
So they'll be coming back to
they'll
us?
probably be coming back.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Is that it, Charlie?
That's it.
Okay.
oh,
As far as the DPW, have we extended, or have we entered into any conversation with Molten Borough if they still have a spare truck?
No, but I did let Craig know about that option.
Because he was not on board when we bought
Yeah,
that truck
he
last.
knows. Yeah, I let him know. That,
Do you want to let people know what happened today? We have another mishap? Somebody hit one of our trucks?
yeah, yeah. That's that. Well, that's why the second truck is down.
Yeah, okay.
somebody hit us
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
with the car,
Yeah.
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 And it's a
So-
shame.
better than a school bus.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anything else on department heads? Old business, brownfield update. We have a draft report from Novus. They've completed their work. Charlie, do you want to give us a summary?
Sure. Summary, from what I've interpreted, I'm not an engineer or anything. There's some asbestos, there's some lead, and what was it PCB containing materials? I wasn't quite sure that was.
Yeah.
Plastic piping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are construction materials,
Oh, okay.
correct?
Yeah.
You did
Yeah,
say
as
there
I
was some-
understand it, the ground tests were really clean, and which is just
wow.
remarkably good news.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think that we need to adjust our project list, because I think we need to consider next steps for the mill property now that we have this. And one of those steps could be the taking of the building for taxes, so that we can then be eligible for cleanup grants. If a municipality owns the building, we are eligible for certain cleanup grants.
And other grants.
And other grants. And that would be to remove the hazardous materials from the building itself. We also need to discuss finding a grant for structural engineering analysis. Again, all this is making it ready to hopefully, at some point, sell it off and regain our tax liability, which is significant. And the Economic Development Committee is working on those aspects as well, and I think that the board, in collaboration with the Economic Development Committee, ought to get together and discuss next steps for this building, because clearly it would be town involvement at this juncture. So, keep your thoughts open about that, and we'll have further discussions, but let's make sure that a project list reflects
Right.
those next steps.
So, cleanup grants.
Yeah.
Where would those come from?
We were told at our Economic Development Summit that there's a number of people out there, the number of agencies out there who would, I'm not sure what they are right now, but we can
Yeah.
circle back with Novus. They certainly have a line on where we would apply for these things. But we obviously couldn't do it until we had this information. And again, another serious next step, because there's talk about whether you tear the building down or repurpose it. We don't know the answer to that until we have a structural engineering report. And again, there are grants for that, so we need to look into that. But it's progress, and I, for one, am thrilled. So, yes, Tony?
Somebody did a Buskies and a gas
I'm gonna-
station across the street.
I'm going to speak as Tony Randall, the
Okay.
taxpayer here on this building
Yep.
thing. How much is that going to cost the taxpayers?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Nothing,
Zero?
that's the way we're going. It should cost us nothing. We're not trying to incur costs. I think,
Well, I'll just tell you something. We can't even pass a project to get our road straightened out.
I know.
And I personally think that the townspeople should weigh in on this.
and
Oh,
they
yeah.
certainly will
At some
be.
point in time.
They
Yeah.
absolutely will be, Tony.
Because it's a massive undertaking, and I understand all that. I would hate to see the town end up taking it over, then it costs the taxpayers all kinds of money,
And
and then
it-
it turns into,
yeah. No, I hear you, and
No,
we're
I'm
very
saying,
sensitive to
that's-
that. I think that's the reason we didn't even look at it for many years, is because we
Right.
didn't want,
No, you're right.
want the liability. But having this Phase 2 study done absolves the town of liability, and that's a key point.
Okay.
It takes us off the hook for lawsuits, and we hope to get grants to clean it up or to, do a structural engineering analysis. But again, we do not want to incur cost to the town. What we want to do is gain back our tax liability. We
And
have
we
many
can't.
thousand dollars.
I just get nervous about grant stuff because as we all know, when we get grants, there's always these little strings attached.
Well,
Yeah.
clearly,
Or
we're
they
not
run
going to go
out.
into this lightly. That's
So-
why, we all need to get together and make sure that we're all on the same page. We have a lot of legal questions that need to be answered, for example, like who the real owner of that piece of property is, because, the original owner holds the mortgage.
Right.
But so we've got a lot of legal questions, and the Economic Development Committee has submitted a list of those to Charlie, some of which our town clerk can answer, some of which we need legal input. A lot of questions to be answered, but I hear your concerns.
That's my concern.
I hear it,
As a
Tony.
taxpayer resident,
Hey,
I prefer to fix our roads than deal with the mill.
yeah, well,
Personally,
if we
that's
can
my
deal with the mill without incurring costs, then that's the way we need to go.
And perhaps this would be
Yeah.
a good time to have a special meeting. We haven't had one of those in a few years and see how the townspeople feel. We're allowed one of those a year. I think a project
Yeah.
of this magnitude would definitely.
We are.
Well, we may get to that
Get to
point, as soon as we get some of our questions answered. I don't want to go have a town meeting if we don't have all the information to present to them. But clearly, this is a big, big project, and we would need
That's right,
town
as soon
input.
as we get all
Yeah.
that, we should have a
Yeah.
special town meeting,
Right.
just
But-
for that.
Right, but I think our first step is for the Select Board and the Economic Development Committee to sit down, make sure that we have all the questions outlined, make sure that we can get any answers we can, and then when we go to the people, we have a full range of information to present to them. So, it's not going to happen overnight, it's not going to happen next month, but over the next several months, we should at least get our questions answered and, plot out our next steps. But I feel more confident than I ever have that we can turn this around to the benefit of the town, not only for getting our tax money back, but for having a new business tax base to alleviate our property taxes. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, too. So, lots still to be done,
Yeah.
but we'll just keep you posted, and again, I think we need to collaborate with the Economic Development Committee.
So you thought it was going to come back worse, huh?
Huh?
You thought this was
We
going to come
did.
back worse?
We did,
Yeah,
when,
I did.
when we had the DES come in and find those barrels of unknown
Yeah.
items in the basement and had to
Yeah.
have them removed. I had a lot of fear, having toured the building and
Yeah.
smelled the oils in them. I had a lot of fear.
I think Tim did too, because
Of course.
well, you guys saw the email. Tim said he thought it was going to come back worse.
Yeah.
Tim's the
Yeah,
person that
Tim,
did.
yeah, Tim Andrews.
did the
No,
project.
absolutely.
Wow.
So I'm delighted that it came back as clean as it did. I'm not surprised by the building materials, because the building is just that old, but it's easier to deal with that than ground contamination, so.
Before
Now,
we,
sorry, go ahead.
before we sit down with the Economic Development Committee, when we have a new copy of this, will that also include the testing for the unknown building materials that said
Yes.
they needed further testing?
It will include everything.
And will it also have a copy of Appendix B and C that has all the lab tests?
I'm assuming it will.
Okay, because this only had A, that's
No,
why
no, no,
asked.
again, they're finalizing that. I'm sure it'll be a complete
Oh,
report.
that's in your email.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Those testing. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't attach it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I can if you want.
Yeah, I just wanted to see
It
the
was like
percentages.
Yeah.
80 pages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When we did the electric building, it had everything broken
Yeah.
down, so I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
thought it would be included.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. That was all comments from like the vendors. It was quite lengthy. I didn't
okay.
want to overwhelm you with
No,
it.
no, no, and it's important we have that, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you printing this out. Yes, Lee?
I just want to say it would be really nice to bring back the center of our town to be the mill again that way. But I'd also like the Economic Committee to be looking to the future as far as, getting on my platform again, as far as solar energy goes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because a lot of towns now, Andover is the latest to all their town buildings and their library are solar energy now. And,
Yep.
and towns are trying to get their town buildings to net
Yep.
zero. And I think
Yep.
that's what we should aim at.
I can give you a
While
little
we're-
bit of information on that.
While we're on
Water
going
and
to
Sewer met with, their engineers are Novus as well, and they brought in a vendor whose name I don't remember, somebody from Massachusetts who deals in solar. And because Water and Sewer had been interested in putting solar on their new receiving station and so forth, they use a tremendous amount of electricity.
Right.
It's not straightforward at this point, because I spoke with a vendor, and they need to do a lot of analysis, because right now, just the needs of water and sewer are not enough for a reasonable payback in terms of savings. Also, the water and sewer commissioners want to talk to the electric commissioners now that they have a new superintendent.
Yes.
Because we obviously need collaboration agreements with them, because
Right.
there are certain agreements that might be in place that wouldn't allow us to get our solar from, or power from some solar vendor. There are a lot of questions that need to be
Right.
answered.
Yes.
But he did say that at some point, he may come back to the town and try to assess the town's total power needs, and if between the town and the commissions, we have enough to reach that critical mass, that's gonna make it economically viable. So again, it's just discussions, nothing is,
Right.
but there's a lot of information that needs to be gathered. So I think that we're all on board of wanting to push this further.
Yes.
So hopefully we can get some understanding with the electric department. I know they're gonna be coming into new contract negotiations with what they had before, so this could be the right time. I don't know. I don't want to get into speculation, but definitely we need
Okay.
to move that forward.
I think the saving grace in this will be the fact that anything before the substation is kind of fair game, and that happens to be the water and sewer property.
Yep,
Until the substation, it's all Eversource.
yep. You know, and the nice thing about Ashland is we have a lot of good space to put solar panels.
What do you need?
Yes.
You know,
We do.
so,
And we have to discuss net metering with the electric.
well,
company.
that's a big thing. I mean,
In the
that's the
future.
reason I didn't put it
Coming up.
personally on my house, is because we don't have net metering, and I'd never get a payback on it, so.
Exactly.
Anyway, a lot of questions to be answered, but we just have to keep asking them. Asking them is the first step.
Right.
Okay, anything else for old business? New business, Comerford, Nieder, Perkins, CNP assessing
They're our
contracts?
assessing company.
Yeah,
They sent us 2 contracts.
Yep.
The first one, general assessing contract. This is for assessment work that, in the event that there's an appeals to the Board of Tax and Land and in Superior Court. But largely, this contract is for what they call pickup assessments. So if we had a new construction or subdivision, any alterations or renovations that happened to a piece of property in town during the course of the year, hence we call up CNP,
Yeah.
can you pick this up, go out and assess it,
Yeah.
and then we get it, the new value on the roll, so to speak.
okay.
Does-
And any questions?
They can go inside your house too, is that
They
right?
said, if you let them. If you let them.
Yeah, I just,
Oh,
they
okay.
came around when I wasn't home,
If
they
they
left a
let
note in the door. I just got a
Yes.
letter the other day
Me
wanting
too.
me to call and set up an appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
which was a little.
yeah, so,
And it said that they wanted to come inside.
yeah, they've already done the outside look. They
Right.
want to come inside to see if we've, I don't know what, hollowed out the inside and built extra room. I don't really know,
Got a
but.
meth lab in there?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Alterations.
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 Yeah.
That increases the value of your
Right.
home.
Put a
right.
price on that right
So, yeah, but you don't have to let them in, I don't believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a double-edged sword, because
Yeah.
it
Well, I
improves
wondered
your
about
taxes,
that.
but it raises your taxes, but it improves your assessment.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. Anyway, so, any other questions on the first part of the contract for the pickups?
No.
Okay, can I have a motion to sign this?
I'll make a motion. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Casey.
Do we all have to?
Yeah, I got it here.
Yeah.
The original's here
Yeah.
to sign.
I'll make a motion to allow Fran and the Board of Selectmen to sign an agreement with Comerford, Nieder, and Perkins LLC.
It's actually all the board.
Oh, okay.
'Cause you guys are
Yeah,
technically-
she said all the
All the
board.
board.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Richmond just.
Is there a
We'll
second?
get on board.
Second.
Okay, any further
No way.
discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, and then the second part of the
The second
contract?
one is basically our reval contract.
Yeah,
Back in 2014, the town signed a contract with CMP to do the assessment of all the properties. They broke this out in quarters and did each section. Well, now they're taking all of that data, the measurements, the topography, et cetera, combining it, doing trend analysis and sales analysis to get the new values of the properties. And then that will go to the Board of Selectmen you guys are probably going, yeah, looks great.
Yeah.
And then we kind of send it along.
Okay.
People can say, no, I don't think so, and they would represent us if
Yeah.
someone objects.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Comment, I think this is someplace where our GIS would come in handy when these people start walking around people's properties.
Yeah.
So we know who owns what, where,
Right.
and how much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GIS. Now, how do you spell that, Harold?
G.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, a motion to approve this particular contract?
I'll make that motion to approve the second part of the contract.
There's
with
second?
CNP.
I'll second the second part of this.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Okay, so Charlie could give us the originals. We will sign those.
You ready now?
Yeah, you might as well send them over. Okay, select board items. Lee, was it something?
I have some reports. I didn't see liaison reports on the agenda. Do you want me to
No,
do
go
it?
right ahead now.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine.
I have a planning board and a Penny River meeting update, and I want to talk about something else. At planning board, we talked about a couple issues. One was the voluntary merger of Phil Preston property, which is off Waukee Road. This is to confirm the lines of his property. He had several parcels. He made it all into one. I think there's like 140 acres about
Okay.
that he has donated to the Conservation Society.
Nice.
So it was basically us giving those mergers
Okay.
approval. And we had a pre-application discussion with Mrs. Downs of 5 Mill Pond Lane, who asked about the necessity for a site plan review for a limited vehicle sales on her property/garage. Grandfathering was discussed as an engine workshop was there before, but the issue is going to be continued until the next meeting because we have some questions unanswered.
Okay.
At the Penny River meeting, we were presented with the annual 2017 report. Some of the highlights that I gave at the deliberative the other day are we're in our 17th year of river testing on the Penny corridor from Bristol down through Ashland to New Hampton and 3 tributaries, including the Squam River and a Penny River site in Ashland. And we've done 17 site visits to property with an agent or the property owner on permit applications, which could possibly disturb the frontage of the Pemmy. We took care of all those. We also discussed a new condo development, for people who probably don't know, being proposed at the Owl's Nest in Campton on the river. We reviewed Senate Bill 529, which basically is for the environmental services to conduct a study to find a permanent solution to the annual damage caused by the Baker River in Warren every year. And finally, we had a Northern Pass update. Perlac was one of the first to testify over a year ago to the Site Evaluation Committee when testifying was starting, and we were also the last to testify last Tuesday on the last day of testimony. And our representatives, Barry and Gretchen Draper and Matt Stamp, I know I've mentioned them before, but they were at every single day. They were at the hearing for the last year, especially Gretchen. And she reported that night that they were really impressed with the Site Evaluation Committee's concern over the possible desecration of land that would have been caused by the towers coming through the river. They were very concerned about the river, but they were really concerned about Ashland's aquifer and the well field, and Penny River represented us, our town, in that process very well. And if people don't know, 3 days later, the Northern Pass transmission line was denied by the site evaluation. So now we can wait for the appeals process to start all over again. But I wanted to emphasize the importance that committee played for our town.
Great. And our thanks to all the interveners. I know that
Yes.
Water and Sewer, for example, spent a lot of money on legal
Yes,
representation.
they did too.
To present their case, and I think we're all very grateful for the work that the interveners did. The town and the Conservation Commission added on to to those documents, and I think that I'm thrilled that it was all heard, that they're making the decision based on
And they
real
were heard
concerns.
seriously.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
I also have I don't know if it's a personal comment, but for those who don't know, we have a process in place for a citizen to make a complaint, a concern, or an issue. And then we have a form, and it's online, it's also in the office. And this should be, we passed a motion, we had this process in place, but we also just passed a motion that it needs to be handed in the Friday before the select board's next meeting or their next work session, so that we have a chance to look at it and discuss it, if it needs to be brought up at a meeting. And if it's legal, that we need, if it's something that we should be addressed. And I, for one, I don't know about the rest of the board, but when I got an email today from a citizen about something that was fine for him to question, but it wasn't on a complaint form, it was just an email, and he was basically telling us how we should think or not think about what the attorney said the other day at our deliberative session. And I was like totally affronted, disappointed, I don't know what you want to say, but no one has a right to write the select board and tell them how we should take somebody else's comments.
Right.
And I don't think that we should be harassed that way anymore, and I don't want to see anything like that from any citizen coming to us telling us how we should think.
I think
Exactly.
the word you're looking for is egregious.
Yeah, that too.
Yep. Thank you, Lee. I appreciate those comments.
It just incensed me when I
yeah.
read that.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Lee, Casey, Harold, any other select board items?
I think that's it for me.
I would just like to thank the board for all of the hard work that went into preparing the budget and preparation for the deliberative session. I was very proud for this board to have every one of us stand up and speak to issues. I probably get more than my share, but I get a little passionate. But anyway, I'm just thrilled that this board, came forward, came together, and presented to me, a good face of the town. And I think going forward, we should keep that in mind, that we represent the town, and the people in the town and outside the town watch us, and we need to make sure that we're not spending our time bickering and quibbling over trivial things, but doing the work of the town, and also celebrating our successes, because despite all of the controversies and kerfuffle we've had, we've actually got a lot done, and we need to move in that direction and keep getting that work done. We've got a lot more to do ahead of us, and we shouldn't waste our time on triviality. So again, my thanks to the board for everything.
And I should mention, it hasn't always been that way at deliberative sessions.
No, it hasn't.
They've been confrontational or whatever, and I think this one, we all got up and spoke, and I think that was to our credit, because it hasn't been
agree.
like that in the past.
No, I agree.
It's the shortest one I've been to in about 10 years.
Yeah, that too.
And that was nice. I wish we'd had more of the population there, but that's the way it is. Anyway, that's my thanks. Any other select board items? Okay, public comment? Anything? Okay, hearing none, I will entertain a motion to go into non-public pursuant to RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, small letter b, which is
Hiring of a public employee.
hiring of a public employee.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.